This time on PFDAuto, we're going to start the Type S oil pump conversion. It's a little involved. It's going to take some time. The first thing we need to do is get this pulley off, and we can get the timing cover off. We need to do that because the chain for the Type S oil pump is different and it's got a different guide. So we're going to start tackling that. While we're in there, we're going to replace the timing chain tensioner. It's just good maintenance. We'll take a look at the guides. They're good. I'm going to leave them alone. And then we can start modifying the oil pump. It needs a little trim off the top, fit up in there. Trim the windage tray down, put the new windage tray in there. It's all different. But that will connect to our TFWorks adapter, get to the bottom of this sump. Then we can bolt the sump back up after we put some Honda Bond on it. And that part of this project will be done. Promises to be a good day's work, especially when it's 100 plus degrees out here. So we're going to get started and see how far we can get. So, to get this pulley off, I tried using this new fancy weighted socket I have with my impact, and it didn't do anything. Luckily, I bought this socket, this kind of crazy adapter that fits in here, put a breaker bar on it, and then you can use another breaker bar with this in the center and pull that bolt off. Now I will say this, when I just realized it, I bought this as a kit. It came in the same box. And the idea is this fits tightly in here. You can, slide this on and take that bolt off. Well, this socket doesn't even come close to fitting inside here. Be careful when you're buying stuff on Amazon. Yeah, this isn't going to work at all. Let me go get another socket, and we'll have at this. So I went inside and just got a standard impact socket, 19. It actually fits in the hole. So we're going to put our breaker bar, hoping I can use the small one, on here. Put this in here. The breaker bar ain't going to hit the ground. Maybe we'll try the bigger one. I've got an adjustable one too. That seems like it should work. Let's see. I need to get this to go this way. So that seems right. Might have to get the bigger breaker bar out to do this though. Because yeah, this is on here. All right, time to get the adjustable. So, more leverage. This guy, quite a bit longer. Jeebus. I'm every part of 200 pounds. That is on there. That was never gonna come off. At least not on accident. Now let's see if we can get this tool out of here. I wonder if you can reuse this bolt. Doesn't look torque to yield. We'll see. Now, does the pulley just come off? It does. There's a pin that I just dropped on the ground. So be careful when you're doing this job. because you're going to need that pin. So first up, I'm going to remove this sensor and then that sensor, get them out of the way. And then we'll start taking these bolts out. Well, this bolt looks a little different than all the rest of these ones. I think I'm going to put it in its own bag. Let's see. That one looks the same. So yeah, maybe I'll just write on this bag that the odd bolts go on the bottom. I think I might have to clean these up or maybe even replace them. This one looks a little rough. But now, we can figure out how to pry this cover off. Not sure if these bolts have to come out yet. I don't think they do. It looks like they bottom out into the case. So we'll start prying. So I got the usual suspects. None of them the right tool. But hopefully we can use some leverage. Just pop this guy apart. Doesn't look like it, but we'll get it figured out. Oh, look at that. So that apparently is the key. Start right here in this corner. It just pops off. I'm happy with that. Not real worried about stuff falling into the oil pan because to take it off again, I can clean it out later. Doesn't look like it can really get anywhere else, so we're just gonna get all of this old goo off of here. So now we're gonna start working on some of this other stuff. I need to replace this chain. Got the new one here. Part number in case you need it. Got my new tensioner. It looks to be exactly the same. Has the longest tack I've ever seen. Kind of interesting. I've also got my new guide. You can see it's a little bit different shape. Hoping I can get at that without having to take the pan off just yet. But if you can take the pan off, it's probably a good idea. Also, I'm going to be real careful not to move anything, but I am going to have to take the valve cover back off and make sure that it's all timed eventually. I don't think that I'm going to take it out of timing, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. But I would definitely double check if I was you. So when I said be real careful, it's not exactly what I meant. But it'll work. And we'll reinstall our new tensioner the same way we took the old one off. I'm just finding more and more sealant too. This stuff is everywhere, and whoever did this last was quite liberal with it. I guess actually we're not going to get this new tensioner in just yet, because we still need this to be loose, so we can get this chain out of the way without moving it, so we can replace this chain. That guide is of course in our way, so we'll pull that guide off real quick. Alright, now we can take this chain off, set it aside because we don't need it anymore. Open our new chain up here. Set it on in there. And see what the difference is. The difference is the new chain is slightly longer. Probably makes all the difference in the world, though. Alright, so we've got the new chain on. Line this up with our tensioner. Ooh, that was a sound I didn't like. I think there's another tensioner up here we're going to have to look at. Alright, well, the valve cover's off. And I heard a spring. Don't think it was this. Looks more like a guide. This chain hasn't moved. But this definitely doesn't want a tension. So where did I go wrong? This is still stable. This one is just holding tension here. What spring did I pop? I'm not sure. I'll figure it out, and then I'll show you. Here's a good one for you. I'm not sure what that pop wang noise was, but I am sure that I did not have this chain lined up all the way. And when I went to put the tensioner back on, didn't have enough room. And now it does. So I'm going to put the tensioner on, keep moving forward. Not quite sure why nobody showed this before, but I looked it up on the internet and I couldn't find it. This is the TFWorks oil pump adapter. This is the Type S oil pump that has been recently modified to fit on a K24. And this piece needs to go, and this piece needs to get at it. Alright, well, there's the inner workings of the Type S oil pump. I guess that's why nobody's ever shown this, is it's really easy. Alright, well, that is how you do it. TFWorks oil pump adapter installed. So we got to come in here and get this oil squirter out. I'm going to pull that out, put a bolt in it, otherwise you're not going to have any oil pressure. Then I'm probably going to pull this pin because I do not work with the new oil pan. Obviously I need to come in here and clean all this up too, so we'll get that done. And hopefully we can bolt up the oil pump and bolt up the windage tray. Be on our way to finishing up this project. Well, again, this part of the project. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this on camera, but I have to be the luckiest guy there is. I've watched a bunch of videos of people taking a screw, feeding it up in there, and not one of them spun like that. So I can get the screw kind of part way in there, and it just keeps spinning no matter how hard I push on it. The little cap spins and nothing. Plus, turns out I can't find the bolts to mount the pump, and I don't have the oil pan bolts. So this is the end of part one of try to put your oil pump in. I'm probably going to put the guide on just so I don't lose it, and come back another day, try again with the right stuff and figure out what to do with that. Maybe an extractor, not sure, but we'll deal with that another day. Well, with all the bolts I'm missing and my inability to get that out of there, and the fact that it's 103 with a heat index of 110 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon when I started at 10:30. I'm going to call it for the day. Yeah, I'll show you what I did to get that out. Hopefully it'll help you out. We will get this oil pump installed. We will get the fan on. We will build some motor mounts. I promise that's coming. But until next time, if you enjoyed this video, give me a like, If you got something to say, drop me a comment. Consider subscribing. It would really help me out. And we'll see you next time.